Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Ahad Khan and you are watching the fourth episode of our podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Saqib Rafiq Chaudhary. Like we often meet with the people who have around 20-25 years of experience, but not everyone become a respectful leader, CEO or mentor. Mr. Saqib is one of those professionals who has earned all these three through his journey and the leadership. Well, today's conversation will be a mix of Urdu and English so everyone understand it better, right? So, sir, welcome to the postcard. And it's an honor for me that you joined this podcast and honor for me to host you. So, sir, to start with, could you please tell us about your career journey? People have seen your impressive profile of LinkedIn, but we love to hear you from your side.
When people ask me and they want me to tell them in one line that who I am, I always tell them I am a student of leadership. But obviously, if I have to give you the rundown in my journey about my business, I started my business 14 years ago. Prior to that, I was working in corporate. I was living in the UK. I was working in public and private transport.
Perfect.
I did my MBA back in 2010 from Anglia Ruskin in Cambridge.
Okay.
After my MBA, I was working for someone else as a manager. I was looking after the logistic business. And then I started a business called Kazi Investments, which is QYG, based in the UK. And we used to sell properties, and we were dealing with properties in the UK mainly. But then we started
Oh,
working on Pakistani real estate. In the past 13 odd years, I have been working on multiple projects.
okay.
I am an events organizer. I am in the real estate business. I am also in other sales
Perfect. Yeah,
businesses.
you have a
So the
diversified
whole
experience,
journey
right?
is, yeah, I'm in sales and mainly entrepreneurship.
Perfect. Perfect. So, sir, what inspired you to start with your professional journey, and what were the biggest turning point in your career?
I think I was one of them youngsters who always wanted to have a 9 to 5 job. I was I would rather call I was someone who would not come out of the comfort zone. But I think the biggest contribution was meeting people who were actually serial entrepreneurs or people who were hardworking. And after meeting them, I realized वो जो एक उर्दू में कहावत होती है कुएं का मेंढक और
Hmm.
आपको पूरी तरह से अंदाजा ही नहीं होता कि असल दुनिया बाहर आबाद है. So soon I
Exactly.
came out of that a very small circle of very close friends who were always saying बहुत जरा काम करके सेहत गिर जाएगी ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा. And then I realized, yeah, I have the potential of starting my own business, and rest is history now.
Perfect. Perfect. Sir, looking back at your 27-year journey, what been your biggest achievement? How will you describe it?
I think my biggest achievement is building relationships. That's one thing that I have learned, and I think that is the biggest skill I have. Let me give you one prime example that you will straight away resonate or relate to. You send a message in a group of maybe 400 people.
Hmm.
You wanted to interview somebody who has any background in HR or who can help you out in this podcast. I don't know how many other people replied to you, but I was one of them. So, relationship building, if you have the idea, if you know the art, in my opinion, I think that is my biggest achievement that I know how to build relationship because without that, we cannot move forward. Whether it's the people working for us or people we are working for, whether it's our internal customers or external customers. I think that is my biggest earning. I have people who I know and they are living in more than 50 countries all over the world. And I think that's my biggest achievement.
परफेक्ट सो नेक्स्ट हम लोग रिक्रूटमेंट एंड हायरिंग पे आते हैं सर सिलेक्शन को आप किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं आपको पता है कि नॉट इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सिलेक्शन जो है वो आपको लाइफ में करनी पड़ती है लाइक इफ यू आर चूजिंग योर पार्टनर योर बिजनेस एंड ओवरऑल सिलेक्शन बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करती है ठीक है लेकिन अगर आपकी सिलेक्शन खराब है तो आप जिंदगी में आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते सो लाइक इतना वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस आपका है सिलेक्शन को किस तरीके से देख रहे हैं आप
मैं सबसे बड़ी बात आपको बताऊं, मैं ये कहता हूं कि जब आप सिलेक्शन कर रहे हैं, आपके अपने सिलेक्शन के क्राइटेरिया में जो है ना क्लैरिटी कितनी है. तो
हम्म
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू सी आवरसेल्व्स फर्स्ट. एक बंदा है वो 10 जमात पास है और अपने लिए एमबीबीएस डॉक्टर देख रही है, उसका रिश्ता देख रहा है, तो इसका मतलब उसका अपना सिलेक्शन क्राइटेरिया ही गलत है. यू वुड नॉट बी एबल टू फाइंड द राइट पर्सन that he needs in life. और अगर accidentally उसको वो मिल भी जाता है जीवन साथी, he will have problems in future because उसने वो बंदा अपने हिसाब से चुना ही नहीं. So मैं सबसे पहला जो एस्पेक्ट ज्यादा जरूरी समझता हूँ वो समझता हूँ आपकी अपनी जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन, आपकी अपनी एडवर्टाइजमेंट, जो आप जॉब एडवर्टाइज कर रहे हो उसमें आप कहाँ खड़े हैं, क्या आपके मैसेज में क्लैरिटी है या नहीं है. और आजकल बहुत ज्यादा एक फिनोमिना आया है विच इज एम्प्लॉयर ब्रांडिंग. आप रिसेंटली स्टडीड अबाउट इट थ्रू अ टीचर ऑफ माइंड, इज मेंटर ऑफ माइंड. तो अब तो एम्प्लॉयर ब्रांडिंग का दौर आ गया है. तो
बिल्कुल
आप
ऐसे ही।
एज एन एम्प्लॉयर पहले खुद को ब्रांड कितना अच्छा कर रहे हैं, फिर आप लोगों की सिलेक्शन के क्राइटेरिया को सेट करें. तो फर्स्ट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपको चाहिए क्या, आपको अपनी क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए, और उसके बाद आपको उन बंदों में देखना चाहिए कि वो चीजें हैं या नहीं है.
Perfect, perfect. So, having recruited talent across different countries, what are the biggest mistakes candidate make during the hiring process?
It's a very technical question, and I have to give you the technical answer. I have to give you answer point by point, such as लोग जो हैं वो टेलर्ड मेड सीवी नहीं बनाते. एक सीवी है, they giving it to someone for the sales job, they giving the same CV someone else for administration job, someone else for the HR position. Then weak communication skills. Not only जब आप वहां जाकर बैठेंगे तभी बात करेंगे, then only they will realize about your communication skill. But through your CV, people are communicating completely very weakly, and they are not addressing the needs of the employer जो बंदा चीज मांग रहा है. ऑल्सो आई थिंक मैंने अभी जो चीज बहुत ज्यादा फेस की है वो ये है कि पीपल स्पेशली द जॉब एप्लीकेंट्स फ्रॉम द जेन ज़ी, and I love Gen Z to be honest.
Okay.
They're very kind, very nice people, and but they can be very challenging as well. They are always focused on the salary. Halfway through the interview, मैं रोज का तकरीबन 10 से 15 इंटरव्यू करता हूँ, महीने के ऑलमोस्ट 300 प्लस इंटरव्यू करता हूँ. Halfway through, how come you can even ask me for the salary? I am interviewing someone. I am middle of the interview. I am asking them about their parents, about their past, about their qualification, and they asking me, "Sir, salary कितनी होगी?" That's very disrespectful. So I think ये बहुत बड़ा मसला है. और मेरे ख्याल में जब आखिरी बात आती है, sometimes they don't just turn up. Sometimes they don't reply to the follow-ups. They believe कि जी मेरी junk email के अंदर email नहीं आनी चाहिए थी. They believe कि जिन नंबर से पहले कॉल आई थी उसी से कॉल आनी चाहिए थी. I mean, मुझे याद है मैं we used to go for interviews, right? हम तो भाई अपना मोबाइल जो है वो रात को भी ऑन रख के सोते थे शायद कॉल आ जाए, राइट. सो आई थिंक फॉलो अप्स बिल्कुल भी नहीं लिए जाते. दे वेरी वेरी वीक इन टर्म्स ऑफ फॉलो अप्स, एंड दे डोंट नो इवन हाउ to take a follow up. Sometimes they can be extremely rude. The job applicants these days, they will call you or they will drop you an email and or send a text maybe. क्योंकि ये जो डिजिटल की आसानियां है ना, इन्होंने कहीं ना कहीं हम लोगों को खराब भी कर दिया है. और वो कहेंगे व्हाट इज द आउटकम ऑफ माय जॉब, आई आई केम फॉर एन इंटरव्यू. अच्छा, पीएस जो होती हैं, जो असिस्टेंट एचआर होती हैं, उनका ये खास काम होता है, वो जैसी बात होती है वैसी लाकर बॉस के मुंह पे मारते हैं.
बिल्कुल ऐसे ही।
तो वो कहते हैं बॉस, यू नो दैट गर्ल केम फॉर द इंटरव्यू, she sent me this text, and when you see the text you say yeah, probably I made a mistake, right? This person is maybe not fit for this job. So I think a huge communication error, और उसकी वजह से half of the people don't even qualify to be invited for the interview. जो सीवी पहले से शेयर करते हैं वो, because they are so sometimes can be so lazy that they don't want to have 5 or 6 or 7 files sitting in their system, one HR, one admin, other one sales, because you know one person can be fit enough to work in 7 or 8 different jobs according to the needs of that organization. So people have to understand, if you are a job seeker, you should be putting a little bit more effort into your CV as well as into your system, and you should be ready for every single job that you probably have to apply for.
Perfect. सर, डिस्पाइट ऑफ रिसीविंग थाउजेंड ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस, कंपनी फिर भी जाके राइट अगर कैंडिडेट नहीं सिलेक्ट कर पा रही, तो वेयर डू यू फाउंड द रियल गैप एग्जिस्ट?
देखिए असल में जो है ना, जो एम्प्लॉयज होते हैं ना, द रीजन व्हाई दे मेनली स्ट्रगल, आई गिव यू अ फ्यू बुलेट पॉइंट्स फॉर दैट. Sometimes they, again, like I said, they're not identifying the skills that they need. Okay, they
Right.
are giving you a very vague kind of information to the job applicants. So probably the right people that I am looking for not even turning up to my interview because I am the one who is sending the wrong message. I give you one
Hmm.
example of the lighthouse. If the lighthouse turned its light off, right, it's not the ship that is incapable. It's the lighthouse that is not actually providing the right information. So employer has to understand that if you cannot communicate what kind of job you're offering, right, you
Perfect.
end
You
up
have
in
to
problems,
better
right?
align your
That's the
JD,
first
right?
thing. Absolutely. And then
So,
we
sir,
try to
like,
invite everyone for the
hmm,
interview. That's also wrong. You know, the HR people have their own targets. So what they do is they start inviting everyone for the interview. और उसमें क्या होता है कि आपके पास जब लाइनें लग जाती हैं, I'll give you my prime example. The other day I came after the Eid holiday, the bड़ी Eid, and we had almost 40 people sitting outside. Now I could not meet everyone and I could not find out one single candidate because मेरा टाइम इतना ज्यादा कीमती है कि आप सबको 2 मिनट मिले हैं और चांसेस आर कि आप जो राइट लोग हैं प्लस आई थिंक people miss the proper assessment skills as well. And also, unfortunately, the private business especially, we do not want to spend money on HR. We think HR is not a very useful area of expertise because they don't bring sales, they don't bring any revenue directly. So जो employers होते हैं उनका मसला ये होता है कि वो experts को नहीं रखते. वो कहते हैं खाना कोई करो, दो तीन
hmm.
चार बंदे ला के रख लो or that'll be it. So I think that's another big mistake that we as employer make, that we do not have a proper system, especially अब जो AI आ रहा है और जैसे आगे जो है आपकी डिजिटलाइजेशन आ रही है HR में, वो एक्सपेंसिव है लेकिन वो बिजनेस को वैल्यू ऐड करती है. तो जो एम्प्लॉयर्स हैं उनको चाहिए कि वो उसके ऊपर काम करें और अच्छे से अच्छा HR का स्ट्रॉन्ग सिस्टम बनाए.
सो द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कि एकेडमिक क्वालिफिकेशन कितना मैटर करती है आज के दौर में? क्या हम लोग स्किल्स को प्रायोरिटाइज करते हैं ओवर द डिग्री? इज इट द राइट?
I think there is a huge gap, and I think both sides, the one that is saying that we don't need academic qualification, and the other side that is saying that academic qualification is the only thing that we need. I think both are standing at the extreme opposite. Uh, we have to understand there is a certain requirement that we look into it. So, for example, I can't hire someone on my corporate floor who is metric fail, right? But at the
Right.
same time, I don't want a PhD to sell real estate. I don't want a PhD to sell AIS or stuff like that. So I believe there's got to be a balance. Still, जो skill है वो हमेशा से employer के लिए priority रहे हैं. Money making people are always good. Problem solving is always good. If you're, I always say one thing. It's very simple. If your qualification is giving a solution to the employer for his problems, your qualification is good. If your qualification or your education is not going to add any value, your certificates are not good enough.
परफेक्ट, परफेक्ट. ओके, सो आप लीडरशिप और मैनेजरियल रोल्स पे आते हैं. लाइक इफ यू आर हायरिंग फॉर दीज रोल्स, तो आप क्या क्वालिटीज उसमें देखना चाहेंगे पर्सनली?
अब सबसे पहले तो एटीट्यूड है. Because at the end of the day, you are going to spend a lot of your time with me. ये है कि अगर बंदे का एटीट्यूड अच्छा है, स्किल्स मैं उसको सिखा लूंगा. एटीट्यूड बहुत मुश्किल है सिखाना. नेचर चेंज करनी बहुत मुश्किल है. Integrity, accountability, yes, but you cannot judge the integrity and accountability in the first meeting. But what you can judge in the very first meeting is whether they are nice people or not, whether they are patient or not. मैं क्या करता हूँ अक्सर, if I'm hiring someone on a very key position, I always make them wait. And if they go to the receptionist or the HR department and say 6 to 7 times, how long, कब मेरा इंटरव्यू होगा, तो मुझे समझ आ जाती है यार ये भी पेशेंट नहीं है, कब को क्या होंगे. और अगर मुझे इंटरनली किसी को ऊपर लाना है, then there are multiple things I can see, their emotional intelligence, decision making abilities, उनकी फोकस जो है वैल्यू ऐड करने की तरफ कितनी है, और वो दूसरों के साथ अपने रिलेशनशिप को कितना डेवलप कर रहे हैं, तब तक मुझे पता होगा ना उन लोगों का. सो देन ऑब्वियसली आई नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ पीपल दे आर. बट इफ आई एम हायरिंग and this is the first time I'm meeting them, the only thing I'm looking for is for the higher position is attitude, because they'll be leading people, and if they want to become leaders, they should have a very good and very positive attitude.
Perfect. So, having managed teams across different regions, what leadership lessons has a greater impact on your career itself?
I'm happy that you asked this question. I have worked in more than 30 countries, right? I have traveled more than 40, but I have worked in 30 countries. We used to organize events globally, and because of that, I had the opportunity. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get this much experience. Cultures. You have to respect others' cultures. You will see people from different religions. You will see people from different colors, from different backgrounds, and you have to build trust through understanding their culture. You have to listen them
Yeah, trust is
actively,
the
actively,
biggest
because
factor.
sometimes
Hmm.
you don't understand how we talk. Like Pakistanis, we probably talk too much. We get very closer to others. We probably shake hands and give a hug as well in our second meeting. Well, it doesn't work like that in most of the cultures. And lead by example. I mean, always feel proud about your heritage. जहाँ से आप आए हैं, उसको criticize ना करें. मैंने ये बहुत सीखा है across cultures में काम करने का. हम अपने ही culture को बाहर बुरा भला कहते हैं. We should not do that. And try to empower people, because overseas के अंदर ये बड़ी आसानी सी बात है कि जब आप उस culture से different हैं, तो लोग बहुत जल्द irritate भी होते हैं आपसे. People have their own stereotypes towards you. So you have to respect people, and you have to give them opportunity to talk, and you also have to be open about discussions. Don't just shut the people down and just don't tell them मैंने ये इस मौके पे बात नहीं करता, इस पे नहीं करता. And I think that be it. Mainly it's about understanding of the cultural differences that we have, allowing you to be fine.
So, like there are two peoples, A and B, having same kind of qualification, having same kind of degree, but A is growing rapidly and B is on the same position. So, what are the factors in the eye of you?
अच्छा, ये इसका जो डिफरेंस होता है ना, ये इनिशिएटिव टेकिंग का होता है. मैं हमेशा से यही कहूँ.
Hmm.
You and me both are standing, in a building, and the building's got fire already, and now the rescue is downstairs. We have very little time before we can make a decision. We have to jump. That's the only way to survive now. So I think the biggest thing is people don't take initiatives, and they sometimes have better skills, better knowledge. They might be talented more than as compared to the others. तो वो चीज आ जाती है. Secondly, I think continuous improvement. मैं अपनी जिंदगी में, I mean, this is perfect. I'm learning from you today. You asking some wonderful questions. Some of these questions are, to be honest with you, are extremely high quality questions. So learning, continuous improvement,
Hmm.
the Japanese terminology. Keep learning from people, and that is the major difference between two people. जो आपको दो लोग नजर आते हैं, एक बंदा जब कामयाब हो गया हुआ नहीं हो रहा है, वो दोनों से इकट्ठे, they started a journey together. And I think the last but not least, again, it's about relationship building. I have seen people in businesses. They have family businesses. They have support. They have mentors with them. They have their families around them. They have the money they need. They're still not growing. And the reason is relationships. They have everything they need, but they are poor on relationship building. तो जो बंदों के दरमियान आपको मेनली फर्क नजर आएगा कि एक बंदा बहुत आगे निकल गया है और एक बंदा उसके साथ इकट्ठे जर्नी स्टार्ट करके वहां तक नहीं पहुंचा. आपको नजर आएगा कि वो बंदा इज पुअर ऑन रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग. So relationship building is a key, especially for the entrepreneur, HR, training managers, team leaders. आपके लिए जो है, और last but not least, your willingness to grow. You will see many people, सेनेटों के बच्चे होंगे, they don't want to grow anymore, right? And they just waste too much time on TikTok or playing snooker and going here and there, and they want to see the whole bloody world. You don't need to see the whole world. Yes, traveling is good, but should have a plan. एक दो मुल्क हर महीने या साल देख लें. आप एक ही काम पे निकल हुए हैं तो आप रिटायर्ड थोड़ी हो रहे हैं. देखिए, I learned this from the Goas that they go on cruise ship never ever before 50. That tells you a lot about it.
Perfect. So, in the context of Pakistan की अगर बात करें, what do organization do to build a relationship with the clients itself and with the employees? A good relationship.
I think building relationship in Pakistan is so easy. मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, when I was in the UK and we used to organize events, and I used to tell my team, look, never ever tell customer that we are coming to you to sell something. I said, just tell them हम आपके पास आज चाय पीने आए हैं. I said they are so hospitable. They can never tell you हमारा चाय में मत आना, right? So
Right.
it's so easy that you just build relationship, keep meeting people, keep going to these small events. Last night I was somewhere learning how to the basics about AI, right? At this age, I can go to YouTube. Someone actually told me who went with me. He said, "Sir, ऐसा है कि ये जो आप यहाँ से सीख रहे हैं, you could have learned that from YouTube. Why we are traveling behind in Islamabad and we are learning about this
Hmm.
artificial intelligence thing?" I said, "Look, the 60 or 80 people you are going to meet under one roof, you can never meet them while you are watching a YouTube channel in your office. So traveling." फिर लास्ट बार मुझसे ये सवाल कल परसों किसी ने पूछा था. I was at a university as a guest speaker, and I told that gentleman, young chap, approaching to the people. आपको खुद उठ के जाना है. आप वेट ना करने वो मुझसे मेरा कार्ड मांगेगा ना, फिर वो मांगेगा ना ही आप देंगे. You have to take initiative because you are different, because you have targets, because you want to grow, because you want to have a network with the people. So you are one. Probably उसने बना लिया हो. Maybe he knows 10,000 people already. You haven't. So taking initiative, उठ के जाना, लोगों को मिलना, हाथ मिलाना, show respect. I think showing respect से बड़ी कोई बात नहीं है. Be nice to people. Try to help them in very small things. Someone sitting next to you in a conference and the jug is not closer to him, or a bottle of water is not close enough, pour water into their glass. It's not a big deal. They will not forget you. They will remember you.
So to build the future leaders within the organization, दो कौन से स्टेप आप ऐसे बताना चाहेंगे आज की जेंजी को या कह लें कि मैनेजमेंट को कि एक जेंजी में से हम दो फ्यूचर लीडर्स अगर बनाना चाहें तो दो स्टेप मुझे आप अगर बताएं तो जो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है आपकी नजर
The, the first step is have goals, clear goals. Where do you want to see yourself in next 5 and 10 and 15 years time? 5 is your short term,
में
10 is your midterm, 15 is your long term, right?
राइट
So make roadmap for a 15 years. Second, very close to the first one, find who is the person or the people that can help you to get there, right? वो जो आपके
राइट
5 साल से उनमें किन लोगों का किरदार है, 10 सालों में कौन से लोग आपका किरदार अदा कर सकते हैं, 15 सालों में कौन से लोग हैं जो आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकते हैं. Go and shake hands with them. Go and meet them. Tell them openly. Don't hide it away. Tell them, I want to achieve these targets or this and this, and I want your help. Can you please help me out in this? There are people sitting like me who want to help youngsters, who want to help Gen Z, because specifically you asked this question about the Gen Z.
राइट
We want to work with Gen Z, because the future is actually the Gen Z. We are not the future anymore. We are the past.
like yeah people will learn from you type of guys, right? So what kind of workplace culture help to retain top talent? This is the most important question I think I should have an ask from.
I think people don't leave the good leaders. People may leave good organizations. People may leave a good salary. People may leave a good working environment. What people don't leave is a good leader. So be a good leader, be impactful, recognize their work for the company, recognize, uh, give them a share in your earnings.
Perfect. So the last, I think we have covered a very good questions from you. Now career advice की अगर बात करें, if you were advising fresh graduates or young professional in Pakistan, what roadmap would you recommend for long-term career success?
My advice would be seek mentors. First of all, you need to have some kind of a mentor who tells you what to do in future, right? There are many people who are happy to mentor you without charging you. Network deliberately. Network बनाएं, नए से नए लोगों को मिलें. Stay open to relocation, right? हमारे लोग बात अगर अपने ही शहर के अंदर स्टक हो जाते हैं. It's a very big country. ठीक है. Keep learning continuously, keep getting certifications and keep polishing your skills, right? And also build on one visible skill. आपकी एक visible skill होनी चाहिए जो आपकी core हो. Are you a salesperson? You are an HR manager? Yeah, you are expert in accountancy and for things, or you are expert in administration and operations, right? So you need to know. Are you in project management? बाद वक्त जो youngsters का आजकल issue है, they know bit of everything, but they don't know everything about something. So that's the problem, right? And take internships, go meet people, go to different events, learn from the mentors, learn from business leaders, especially entrepreneurship के लोग जो हैं वो मैक्सिमम नेटवर्किंग करें, ठीक है, लोगों से जाकर मिलें, मुख्तलिफ ग्रुप्स को ज्वाइन करें, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स को, सोशल मीडिया ग्रुप्स को, फ्री ट्रेनिंग्स इवेंट्स को ज्वाइन करें, वहाँ पे कार्ड शेयरिंग करें। अगर कार्ड नहीं भी बनवाए हुए तो अपनी डिजिटल प्रेजेंस शो करें, अपना मोबाइल नंबर शेयर करें, यू नो, and learn from your peers, learn from others who've already achieved so much in their lives.
ठीक है, ओके ओके। सो मिस्टर साकिब, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस, इट्स अ प्लेजर फॉर अस। बहुत कुछ मुझे भी सीखने को मिला है और आई होप सो कि हमारी ऑडियंस भी इसका भरपूर फायदा उठाएगी। एंड वन थिंग आई लाइक टू मेंशन के लाइक आपने जब स्टार्ट में जब मैंने आपसे पूछा था लाइक इफ यू डू वांट टू पॉडकास्ट विद मी, तो आपने आई थिंक जस्ट फील ये किया होगा कि मुझे अपना मैसेज देना है। जबकि अगर आज के दौर में अगर मैं सीईओ या मेंटोर को किसी को रीच आउट करूंगा, फर्स्ट ही वांट टू सी कि यार इसके कितने कनेक्शंस हैं, इसका कितना बड़ा लिंक्डइन है। तो ये सब नहीं, बल्कि आपने पूछा कि आई वांट टू ब्रिंग द मैसेज टू द ऑडियंस, राइट? सो ये चीज मुझे लगता है कि डिफरेंट है आप में, और यही एक सच्चे लीडर की निशानी भी है। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस एंड इट्स बीन अ नॉलेजेबल सेशन फॉर मी। थैंक यू सो मच सर।